Live now, run.
Once I call lol, Yahweh Bashem, Washai, Bashem, Raka, Kwadash. The brothers to the apostles of Great Millstone, shalom to all the brothers in the highway and byway, preaching this word in sincerity and in truth with much honesty. I'm the brother Shapar from the JAMAICA Jamaica camp, and with me I have
Brother Kabash.
Slakia. Yeah, I do a follow up on the N.I.D.S because the N.I.D.S is in the news again, you know what I mean, which is the national ID system that is being brought upon the Jamaican people. You know what I mean, the new national identification system, which basically we believe that it is a precursor to the mark of the beast. You know what I mean, just facilitating the technology that's going to be the groundwork for the foundation for the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. Now, we as the men of the Lord, the watchmen of the nation of Israel, will come out to make you people know, you know, the Caribbean, you know what I mean, and the rest of the world, but mainly the Caribbean we are addressed right now. See that you have one of the tribe, you are one of the tribe of the nation of Israel, which is the tribe of Benjamin, you know, predominantly the Caribbean. So we, as the men of the Lord, come out to warn you, for forewarn you of the things them are about to take place in the Caribbean and to the whole entire world. You know what I mean? That is our responsibility. So therefore, we are the one who have come out to really edify you on this subject, because you have many other people out there trying to bring out information on the N.I.D.S, and basically what they're doing is basically muddying the waters concerning this thing, because they don't have no real information coming out. A lot of people feel like something wrong with it, but they don't have no good argument to support it. So we're gonna show you the real argument behind this thing, seeing and what it's all about, you know what I mean, and how it's gonna affect you people. Because you have a lot of people on the comment board basically defending, you know what I mean, this identification system, knowing little to nothing dealing with this identification system. So before we even go further, I'm share my screen here. A second here. I have a comment. A comment on this fella right here.
I make a video what here.
Not the video, but this fella right here. This someone go by the name of Paul A. He's an advocate of the N.I.D.S. Him constantly, every video on the internet leaking out against the N.I.D.S, him always on here to defend it. I don't know if if it's a government agent or what. But anyway, I've been asking him a question for the past couple of months, you know what I mean? And the question is, what is the technology behind the N.I.D.S? See, because the basis of the argument, a lot of people don't understand what the technology is and how it will affect them. You know what I mean? People just blindly saying something is wrong with the N.I.D.S, and because of that, you have men like this now will come out and make you look stupid. You know what I mean? But we are taking it from the we are taking it in depth. So the thing is, we want to know if all them people who are defending it, if we have the in-depth information concerning this thing. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to do now. We are going in depth and show you what this thing is all about. You know what I mean? And how your government basically is a bunch of sellout and them doing things for money, for likes. Them do it for like, they do it for the love, they do it for the likes. Like we that fellow Chronics or whatever name say. See, because them hope to benefit or them hope to profit from this ID system. You know what I mean? Now, before we even go further, see if the brother have a precept or anything he want to bring out.
No, we have a precept, man.
Set the stage.
Yeah, man. This is Psalm chapter 38, verse 12. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me.
Right. Because the first thing you need to understand, so there's such people on the earth who have a wicked agenda. You know what I mean? And this identification system is a part of the snare them where them actually are set for you. You know what I mean? You have the global banking elite who have an agenda. Because you people feel like, say, yo, everything in the world just runs smoothly and there is no corruptedness in the earth from the head. It's scripture tells us, yo, whatsoever the head is, whatsoever the king is, so going to be the people. If I have corruption below, seeing there must be, because there's corruption above. Now you have some men where them heavily corrupted men and them corrupt against the heavenly Father, man. See, and them have an agenda. Them agenda is to have perfect control over the planet. You know what I mean? And do whatsoever them see it fit to do. In this case, them want to eliminate a majority of the world population. You know what I mean? And these steps are steps moving into that direction. You know what I mean? So we are going to show you the whole construct of them system and how the N.I.D.S fit into that construct. Continue, priest.
Yeah, man. Psalms 38 and 12 again. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me. Right. And they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all day long.
Right. You've been deceived about this thing is going to profit you. You know what I mean? You've been deceived. They're basically seeking a life, man. Because whosoever receive that mark, they don't know the punishment or they'll go. Scripture tell you that too. Yeah, go on.
So I'll read the precept where the quote.
Yeah.
All right, so Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and
right.
the government of a prudent man who is well ordered.
Right.
As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers.
Right.
And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Right. So whatsoever way the man them will rule, seeing whatsoever characteristics them have, it will trickle down to the regular man. You know what I mean? So you hear people talk about corruption. You know, corruption is corruption that. Guess what? The heads them corrupted, man. See, that's why the people corrupt. See? So by that logic, you should know that you have men who have an agenda, a corrupted agenda. And that's what we're bringing out right now. Right. So we'll get down to business dealing with this N.I.D.S thing, because one of the main arguments about the N.I.D.S is that it intrusive. I have people don't have no way to explain how this thing is intrusive. No, we have to explain to you how it's intrusive, because people have some wrong ideas. You know what I mean? We're dealing with this scan rumor thing when they go about with that anal scan. No, we're not come with them something. We're going to tell you the facts, deal with how the system works. You understand? And how it will become intrusive. So we are going down into that. So first of all, you need to know the technology behind the system. You know what I mean? Now, your Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, you make a statement, make a play on video. See, and then we build upon that video when play, we make a play with the Prime Minister a speak. Because them things what I mentioned, I flow over everybody's head, and they don't really understand what I want. So, I share this right away again, and see if we can get some clarity on what take place.
Ever since the introduction and approval of the amendment of the National Identification System, NIDS, in November last year, there have been growing concerns about how it will affect privacy.
Okay, so these are the main thing. The topic, basically, we are going to deal with the privacy issues them another topic here. So bear that in mind. Yeah?
But Prime Minister Andrew Holness has pointed out that the advantages of technology can act as a catalyst for the transformation of the society and economy. Addressing a press conference at the 7th International Development Bank IDB annual governors meeting at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston on Tuesday, the Prime Minister expressed his view. Mr. Holness said, and I quote,
"And for people who don't know the IDB, seeing the Inter-American Development Bank, they are the one that basically gonna fund this thing. The money, them are give the money. You know what I mean?
Them on Korea.
Yeah, pushing through this ID system. And the ID system is not the brainchild of Jamaica. It's coming from the
UN 2030.
You know, Agenda 2030 and the ID 2020. This is what's going on. We'll do many videos speaking about that. Yeah? You can go back and watch them videos. But we'll continue this.
we acknowledge that in the past, sometimes the government has not always been scrupulous with people's information or how they have used it, but that is not a reason for government not to move the society into the digital age. End quote. Mr. Holness' statement comes amid Finance Minister Audley Shaw's signing of a 68 million US dollar loan agreement with the IDB for the implementation of the controversial system. With the registration phase of N.I.D.S being based on the provision of biological and biometric data, the Prime Minister argued that the real issue is not the digitization and use of technology, but how the government can guarantee that citizens' data will be protected.
Okay, this is the main point I try to bring out. Seeing the reason why the security become an issue for the system. The reason why the security, the reason why the security is now an issue out of the mouth of the Prime Minister, because him already know the solution for the problem, you know. Seeing, because him already get the mandate, them already go to the meetings and them tell them what is what. You know what I mean? Them already know the technology where we get used. So when they must talk about security, seeing, we need to understand with big data. Seeing? Because this is a thing now. Big data is a thing now. Yeah, you need to go look up them topics so we mention them. Anyway, now once you digitize things and they become a part of a database, it's susceptible to hacking and all manner of evil. You know what I mean? People can go in your thing. So they have to come up with a secure network. You know what I mean? Where your information cannot be edited or tampered with certain way. Now, there's only one technology upon the face of the earth, seeing can assure secure data. You know what I mean? And that's what we're going to deal with right now. Because really, they don't really want to tell you so much information about the ID system, but we come out to tell you the information concerning the ID system. You know what I mean? Because they don't really want to have clarity on it. They just want to say good and it's all right. But anyway, we'll come to speak about the blockchain today. This is the technology that is going to run the ID systems of the world. You know what I mean? Every country. We have an article here. I don't know if your brother want to read the article. Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to read government's blockchain?
Yeah.
All right. This is from Cointelegraph. Right, and it was posted October 6, 2017.
Right.
Government's blockchain in creation of national identity systems. Right. Various governments around the world are planning to use blockchain or distributed ledger technology in their bid to establish a national identity system in their jurisdiction.
Hold on, brother. Hold on there, because earlier we speak about the privacy issue. Because we want to get that thing clear. You know what I mean? What's going on when concerning privacy and the new identification system and how intrusive it's going to be. Now, brother, just read about ledger. See? You can repeat that part again, brother.
Right. So, governments around the world are planning to use blockchain or distributed ledger technology in their bid.
Distributed ledger technology. What you need to know about this ledger thing and the blockchain, basically, they have a thing you call an open ledger. You know what I mean? Like multiple verification type of something. You know what I mean? A so-called decentralized multiple verification, something where the data is being kept different places. So if it edit at one place, seeing the other nodes them can show say you're something wrong right here. So somebody edit this because see the information them not match here. Yeah. So them have the information more than one places basically where it can be accessed and updated all at once. That's what the blockchain basically do. So what they're going to use, as a security mechanism for identity. And what really going to happen, it is going to be openly accessed by whosoever there be to access the information. So your information basically are going to be easily accessed by whosoever. You know what I mean? So instead of it be a decentralized or a thing kept as a secret, seeing it going to be the total opposite in the means of security.
Right, and it's going to be monetized.
Yes, that's what's going to happen. So we're going to break down this openness thing where everybody information is out openly and how it's going to affect you You know what I mean? And what this man is trying to do, basically. Go on, bro.
Right. So I said these systems are intended to be safe and secure and can be used in both public and private transactions. The need to create said systems is driven by susceptibility of existing systems against various risks like identity theft. An example is the case on consumer credit report agency Equifax, whose latest data breach has resulted in the theft of personal data of over 140 million individuals.
Okay, so no other system where them can use to have a secure ID system seeing is out there apart from the blockchain.
Hey, and if me can say this to Ak,
yeah,
I feel like a lot of them breach here, they call it now, them orchestrated yo, in order to use them as excuse to push the blockchain technology yo.
Gone.
Right?
Gone. See? So this is what it come down to when we say when the argument is going out, say, oh, the identification system is very intrusive. You know what I mean? Because what them do is creating a digital database, a digital ID on everybody. You know what I mean? And that ID, basically, your data itself is going to be the ID. Not just your physical makeup, you know what I mean, but your digital information, like your digital footprint, let me call it. You know what I mean? Like your activities on the internet, seeing your everyday activities.
Social media activities.
Yes, also gonna be a part of that data set.
Right.
You know what I mean? People don't understand the fullness of this thing, man, and how deep it go. You know what I mean? Once you're hooking digitally, you know what I mean, and you have a digital identity, man. See, it way beyond just your physical makeup. Your info, seeing about everything you do, are gonna become a part of your key. Is your ID, brother. Bring on Revelation 13 and the mark of the beast, 13 and 16.
Revelation 13.
Yeah.
Right. So this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse.
This is the reason why we continue to push. Say, oh, look, this system is the framework, is the groundwork for the mark of the beast, man. When I come out of our ass, I try to show you something, man. We are showing the real facts on the table, man. Dealing with this thing. Read it, brother.
Right. Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right, which is going into the microchip that is coming next. The piece of card, them could have care less about a piece of card that them are going to issue to you, man. What is behind the piece of card is the technology what them need to push the mark of the beast, which is them are going to permanently tag you to a digital identity. That's what the chip is all about. A permanent tag. See, we can't lose to a digital identity, man. See, go on, brother.
Right. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the number of the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
The thing is, you have other Israelite groups out there and other people who lick out against that, but them don't know the gravity of the statement here. Where you can't buy or sell except you receive the mark. See, so we're gonna break down the whole gravity of the whole situation right now. So, brother, go to the word mark from it, brother. You can share a screen for all who watching, because you need to know that the scriptures was written in the New Testament was written in Greek. You know what I mean? And we have Greek words so we are work with, because all type of people have all different excuses for the mark of the beast, but we are going to the word mark, make you see what really take place here, man. Share screen, brother.
Right. All right, so this is Revelation 13, verse 16. Let me just go into the word mark here. All right. So the Greek word here for mark is charagma.
Go on.
All right. Let me just play it.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma.
Brother, we want into all the way to grapher, see? So just, you know, break down
right,
that go to grapher because of the point of mark.
Yeah. So charagma says a stamp or imprinted mark, right? And if we go to the root of the word, all right, so the root of the word here is charax, right? And this is a pale or stake or a palisade, right? And a palisade is basically a sharp tool, right? And the root of the word crax is grapho, right? It means to write with reference to the formation of letters.
Right.
Delineate letters on a tablet with reference to contents of the writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing.
In other words, the data.
Yeah, to write down, to record.
Is, in other words, the records, which is the data. So within the word mark in the scriptures, the Greek word that is broken down to mark, it actually tells you the whole entire action of the mark of the beast, man. From the instrument where sharp, I go put it under your skin, you know what I mean? To the very fact that it's going to be your written information, your data. It is going to be your ID point. That is what we're going to identify here, data. Yeah? And you're going to be tagged with a physical tag, but tag you to that data, which is a chip. You know what I mean? Now, the gravity of the whole situation that I can't buy ourselves, I'm going to show you how in depth this thing is. I know how intrusive it is. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to play it. Brother, play the video what that speak about earlier. All right, let me play it.
The Corbett report.
Let me. No, not the Corbett report. Let me share my screen here. Let me find the video here.
All right, no problem. I'll be up if I can't find it.
Okay.
Yeah, see there?
People say that if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't have anything to hide. But if that were true, why do we all wear pants? We all have things we want to keep private. You wouldn't let your mom read your text messages. You wouldn't want your current boss to see your new job searches. You wouldn't put your doctor's appointment on YouTube. The problem is we share a lot of personal information about ourselves without realizing it. Whether you know it or not, you can be followed around all over the internet. For example, what you like on social media or what Facebook apps you use will determine what advertising Facebook shows you and what advertisers know about you and your friends. What you search for can tell outsiders about your deepest secrets, your health questions, who you've got a crush on, and what you're afraid of. Your location data can tell third parties where you live, where you work, how much money you make, where you shop, and where you like to hang out. Would you feel comfortable with a stranger following you everywhere you go, taking your photo, recording your activities, and showing up unexpectedly at all your favorite hangouts? How would you feel if that stranger was then selling and sharing this information with others who might want to follow you too? Creepy, right? That's exactly what businesses and advertisers are doing with your online information. They're trying to figure out who you are and also trying to predict what you'll do in the future, mostly so they can make money. Others may want this information for more nefarious purposes, like stealing your identity. But businesses and criminals aren't the only ones interested in your online activities. The government is engaged in massive surveillance of what Canadians do online too. They even know what you're downloading. The government may say online surveillance is needed to fight terrorism or crime, but there's no evidence that any of this spying actually makes us safer. And in some cases, collecting this kind of information has led to governments drawing very wrong conclusions about people with very damaging results. Information is power, but you have power too.
All right, so one of the main arguments you have Jamaicans who defend this identification system is that it will solve the whole issue of crime and violence. And as I can see in our video here, it makes a lot of sense concerning the whole the crime and violence argument and the terrorism and the corruption argument. It not gonna make that better, man, because that is not the main aim. You know what I mean? That is not the main aim. Yeah, and as the video point out, how intrusive data collection is, man. See, and that data collection is going to be a part of your identity, man. See, now when we go further, we're going to play a video basically dealing with that. You know what I mean? Your data becoming a part of your identity. Now, whether you want to be a personality or whatever, nobody can really blow that argument, because the thing is, you know, all them things you see I mentioned, seeing little by little, you see them introduce certain things to the Jamaican people. You know what I mean? Because that was just mentioned, you know, that video a little while. Seeing it is actually a system being rolled out in Jamaica. No. You know what I mean? So we are going to read about that And then we continue, brother. The article, Blue Dot.
This is from the Jamaica Observer website, posted January 31st of this year. Blue
Right.
Dot rolls out. It's Blue Dot, market research company aiming to be the Nielsen of the Caribbean. It said, when you walk into your favorite store and see an item that catches your eye, how does the merchant know that the placement of the item at a particular location in the store worked? And what about when you're watching TV? How can the advertiser know if your eyes are following the ad in detail? Based on the card swipes in pharmacies around Kingston, can the Ministry of Health tell that there will be a flu outbreak soon? And when
Okay. Now you can see how the system is going to be intrusive, man. You know, you have politicians and all type of people who are defending this ID system, saying it not gonna intrusive because we just gonna collect your fingerprint. I was say, look, man. Seeing once the technology roll out, seeing data all get gathered in real time. You know, and the first day them link them out take all your data. They must combine everything, man. That the sleight of the hand when the government are trying to use for the people. You know what I mean? Because of the ignorance of the Jamaican people, knowing that they have a very low IQ, man. Seeing so they can say, oh, look, you're not intrusive because they are just a fingerprint. But what about how the whole technology function, man? Because this is what's going on right here now. This is what I'm telling about in the Blue Dot. Say, look, the data is being gathered from all angles, man. That's what's going to happen, yeah? That's companies can promote shit to you, sell you things, you know what I mean, based off of your activities, you know what I mean? And all manner of evil, but it go way beyond that, as we have said. Seeing what brother can continue.
Right. It says, and when your heart beats with excitement for that new car, how can the dealer record your heart rate to know specifically which automobile brand to send offer texts and ads about on your mobile phone to entice a car purchase? Welcome to the new frontier of data-driven tracking of consumer behavior.
Right, data-driven tracking of consumer behavior. Because you see politicians, seeing, and other people in the world who know up to date with what really the real agenda is, them for them site is on money. Because when you're a politician, basically plan for do, seeing is to sell your data for money. You know what I mean? It's anything else, it's only because I'm going everything here, where politics involved and everything there, money always in the background, man. Seeing them niggers in the parliament, seeing them plan for benefit from your data what them are gather, man.
That's all it's about.
Them plan for benefit, because when them go to the United Nations and then get their mandate and then explain the whole system to them and say, oh, it's a good system, but at the end of the day, you can't make a money off it. They're willing to take it and never know what they're going to do to you people. You know what I mean? Because as we say, we continue to say, we don't think them fully understand this technology and what is behind it, man. Seeing and how it is a big trap. We're going to trap even them.
Exactly. Everybody.
Yeah? Go on.
Right. He said, welcome to the new frontier of data-driven tracking of consumer behavior. And leading this new frontier in Jamaica is Lauren J. Peart, Managing Director of Blue Dot Data Intelligence Limited, a company bringing Silicon Valley standards to Jamaica.
Go on. Okay. So that's the deal what take place, man. That's the deal. See? Using them look something here now because them have different tentacles out from dealing with the framework, you know. Different sectors are dealing with different things, you know what I mean? But all that when it consolidated, it's all about for what? Seeing creating a digital profile on you. You know what I mean? This is the way them say they're gonna solve corruption. This is the way them say they're gonna solve crime. Seeing, but not only that, you know what I mean? Your privacy are gonna be eliminated, man. Give me I think give me a precept here. Luke. Give me Luke 8 and 17, brother.
Come. This is Luke 8 and verse 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, and neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
Right. So we right here exposing what the elite plan is. Seeing, and the elite are going to expose all of you. You know what I mean? And everybody's been exposed to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Even though you get exposed to them a long time, because them see all things, the Lord see everything, man, what take place on the earth. Him see everything. See? So we depend on expose. See? And every man will have a digital record. See? Your information is gonna be out, man. All them cell phone companies, all them internet provider, them have all your data, them have all your messages, your voice note, everything we do, everything we are partaking, them have all that, man. And when them ready, them are gonna use that to build a profile on you, man. See? And you're gonna see oh beneficial this thing is to you. Yeah, stupid ass niggers. Then you're gonna see how beneficial it is. Yeah. Yeah, because hey, one time you used to worry about if I get a job, if I have a police record and not look, it got more than just a police record now. You know what I mean? You know, under this ID system, that's why it's gonna happen. Under open ledger system, this is what's gonna happen, man. See, your data is gonna be open for other parties to have it, not just a government. Yeah, your government open make a money off it. A matter of fact, brother, see, yeah, as the scripture said, look, nothing secret when I come abroad, man.
Right, me have an article I want to bring out. It said how it's from altocloud.com. It said June 5th, 2017. It said how machine learning can be used to predict consumer behavior. Right. One of the biggest challenges for modern businesses is learning to utilize all of the data available to them in a way that is both meaningful and actionable. Right. And the data there, as I explained, you know, it comes from your social media posts, it comes from your digital identity online, everything what you do online, right? So it's however, the potential for using data generated by a website is often left unexplored, and as a result, the intentions and reactions of individual digital consumers can be overlooked. Right. So on the average website, there's an abundance of information to be collected about who interacts with your site and how. By leveraging all of this information, we can gain insights into consumer behavior. Machine learning techniques can be used to determine which consumers may be interested in achieving an outcome on your site. For instance, if a customer is en route to achieving a desirable outcome, a content offer or a chat offer could help to steer them in the right direction. So this is just one example, right?
God.
Right. Let me just read the model. Model steps is to gather the appropriate data, prepare and transform data, choose a machine learning algorithm, train, test, and reevaluate your model. So that are basic steps, yo.
God. See? So you look, man. See, you don't understand that these men are setting a major trap, man. See, if brother can give me Psalms.
Sure.
Can you give me Psalm 64?
And yeah, man. The Psalm 64, let me start at verse 2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Because as I said before, there are such men on the earth who basically have an agenda and they're known in the scriptures as the wicked men. See? And the agenda is to entrap everybody. You know what I mean? By gathering all them information about you that you don't have no space for wiggle. So if by the time you realize, this, them money have an agenda and them whatever them are gonna do to you, you not have no space for wiggle. You're not gonna have no space for wiggle, man.
Right.
Yeah? So when them move on you, them know every possible thing you can do and to escape them plan and got it covered long time. Yeah, that's how them collect the data for, man. You know what I mean? That them can properly call the population without any form of resistance, man. That's about perfect control. And when you get perfect control, you think them are gonna do. Yeah? Alright, go on, brother.
Alright, let me the next precept. This is Proverbs 7, verse 22 to 23. It said, he goeth after her. It talk about a harlot still, but it can apply to this case. It said, he goeth after her straight away, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks. Till a dart strike to his liver, as a bird hasted to the snare and know it not that it is for his life.
Gone. You
Those
don't
people that hasten to the snare and them don't know say it's for them life, yo.
Alright, the snare is for your life. That's
Gone.
a beautiful priest that the brother bring out, you know what I mean? It's for your life eventually. Cause all them niggas don't really care about you niggas. Them crackers don't care about you niggas, man. They never did, and them never ever do it, man. Them not care about nobody else on the earth. The nations them find out that the so-called white man wasn't beneficial for them none at all. You niggas are gonna learn the hard way, man. Yeah? You're gonna learn the hard way. See, continue, brother. Psalms.
Right. Psalm 64, verse 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Who's the perfect? Who's the perfect, man? Because we keep coming out and telling that, look, you people in Jamaica and in the Caribbean, you're predominantly from the tribe of Benjamin. The sons are the princes of the Heavenly Father, man. See? But you can't receive that. You are of one of the tribe of the nation of Israel, out of the 12 tribes of Jacob's sons, man, which is Benjamin. And when the scripture say, "I'll shoot at the perfect," it's speaking about Israel, man. See, this thing is to get rid of you people, man. But you don't understand what's coming. Go on, brother.
Right. He said that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of
this agenda is it's so in depth. See, you wouldn't even understand the great deal where them man go through to get rid of you people, man. And how deceptive them is with the whole method. Yeah? Go on, bro.
Right. He said they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately.
Right, it's a snare. Go on.
They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
Diligently, I try to cut you off, man. And the system what them are bringing is the system in which them feel like them can cut you off, man. See? Now we are the men of the Lord out to tell you how the functionality of the system is and how it will lead down to that point to get rid of you niggers, man.
Right.
See?
And if we can bring out the Hebrew word for diligent is habash. It says to search for, disguise oneself. Right? So basically what them do is them disguise the snare as something beneficial for you. Right? So them talk about all of the benefits of the new system, right? All of the privacy and all them things there. But then again, them not tell you them not tell you how it's detrimental to your health, yo.
Then get the pros, then get the cons.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hey, you can't play the carbon report thing because this is a type of conditioning where them a push. You know what I mean? If you don't have nothing to hide, therefore you don't have the problem with the system that come in. As long as now criminal is supposed to just give all the privacy. Just like that. Like privacy don't make no sense. You know what I mean? You can play that video, brother.
If you have nothing to hide, then you have nothing to fear. We've all heard this argument a million times when talking to people about the latest revelations of government snooping or the latest rollout of creepy Orwellian technology. The implication is that the only people who complain about having their privacy violated are criminals who deserve to have their privacy violated. It is a simple phrase, learned by rote, that is meant to bring the conversation to a close. We all know that this argument is fundamentally flawed, but sometimes it's difficult to argue the point with someone who insists that they are fine with seemingly any level of government intrusion in their personal lives. Recently, Dan Dix of pressfortruth.ca demonstrated in a simple, fun way the limits of people's willingness to abide by the maxim that they have nothing to fear because they have nothing to hide.
Yeah, this is the agenda.
Tell us your name.
Gary Burnett and my wife Krellen.
And my name's Ron, and I'm from Florida. Where are you from?
Seattle, Washington.
I'm from Florida.
Australia, New South Wales, Australia.
What's your Facebook password?
I'm not going to give you my Facebook password.
What's your bank account number?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, say it.
What did you search last night on Google?
I don't like this interview.
So why are people, sometimes the very same people who argue that they have nothing to hide, reluctant to give away all of their personal information to a random person on the street? Obviously, because they do not know that person or his intentions. He could be a criminal attempting to steal the information so he can access their bank account or steal their identity. Even if he wasn't a criminal, who's to say where the information would end up, and whether it may eventually end up in the hands of some nefarious criminal? For some reason, people believe that allowing the government to spy on all of their electronic communications is somehow different. These aren't random criminals on the street, after all, but government agencies. The information is not being accessed randomly. It is being used for official investigations into terrorism or wrongdoing. Our personal data, even our bank account numbers and personal histories, are surely safe with these government agencies and their trusted employees. But think for a moment about the recent NSA spying scandal and what it has taught us. As much as Edward Snowden's critics attempt to demonize him by pointing out that he's a high school dropout, an army quitter, a lowly security guard who somehow or other flubbed his way into a job where he gained access to this top secret information, what these critics don't realize is that they are making the very point for why we should not be happy entrusting our most personal information to a bunch of faceless government agencies. Because the faceless government agencies aren't really faceless at all. They're populated by the very same types of potential criminals and no-goodniks that we would avoid sharing our personal information with on the street. Think about the extraordinary amount of data that someone like Snowden, a lowly employee of a subcontractor of the NSA, can access about you personally at any time he desires. As he himself stated,
Well, I, sitting at my desk, certainly had the authorities to wiretap anyone, from you or your accountant to a federal judge to even the president if I had a personal email.
Yeah, brother. See, and this, look, man, and guess what? You people don't know who this man where I get the information, man. According to the scripture, is the devil, man. He's Satan, man. The so-called white man is the devil and Satan, yeah? And him have access to all the information. You know what I mean? And you shall know what I'm going to do with it, man. You shall know. Yeah? Brother? You have any more precept that can bring out?
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, least Satan should get an advantage of us, but we are not ignorant.
This is the reason we as men of the Lord is out here, man. Seeing? To point out all of the things them what this devil is doing that him don't get an advantage over the elect of the nation of Israel, man, because we're dealing with the elect.
Right.
You know what I mean? One.
It said, least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
We're not ignorant of his devices. So when we come up and speak about the N.I.D.S not beneficial for the so-called Jamaicans, seeing, we're not coming out of our ass, man. Seeing, we're not ignorant of the so-called white man and what he's doing. Maybe the politicians are, and the people who advocate for this thing, advocating for this thing are, but we are not. Yeah, go on, brother.
All right, that's it though. I'm going to the next precept though. It's Micah 2 verse 1. It's a woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Yeah, as I said, there's a set of men working this evil. Believe it, yes or no.
Right.
We're living in one peaceful, nice paradise right now. You know what I mean? If you believe that, you're retarded, man. Yeah? Just look around you. See? All is not well. Huh?
Right. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power.
Right. And this is a manifestation of what these men are practicing, man. To entrap everybody upon the planet. Yeah? And this ID system is a part of that entrapment, yeah? See, I'm going to play a video at the end of this stream. See, you can watch it and see how them all get all them data about people and how them are going to use it against them. See? So if the brother have nothing else to say, and no more.
Yeah, man, that's one last precept. This 1 year for the elect, because you say we're edifying the elect so that we not be ignorant of the devil's devices, yo. This is Psalm 124 verse 7. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers.
Right.
The snare is broken and we are escaped.
And we are the birds. We are escaped out of that trap, man.
Right, the elect.
Gone.
Right. It said, our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken and we are escaped. Right? And again, this is Psalm 140 verse 5. The proud have hid a snare for me and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me, Selah. Right?
And this is another thing. For all those Jamaicans, so-called Jamaicans, who have the argument say don't believe in the Bible and a man write the Bible and whatsoever form of madness you want to bring up. You know what I mean? Let me see who are going to deliver you from the so-called white man. When I'm ready for do this, make we see how you get delivered, man. Like I say, for Obeah, or whatsoever way you feel like you can go around the system, I'm going to make you beat this way them going to bring in, man. Make we see who are going to deliver you, niggas. See? We know our deliverance is, man. See? Our deliverance is in the Lord, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh. You know what I mean? See, we're going to see who are going to be full of deliverance. We're going to see, because the churches, them calling upon Jesus from when? See? And Jesus can't do nothing to fix the problem. You see me? So, you know, in Jamaica. So we're going to see who are going to be on the deliverance at the end of the day. You know what I mean? See, you know, that's that more say as my final thing before we play that video here. You have nothing else, brother?
Right, that's it.
Yeah. So we're going to play that video here. And whosoever have an ear to hear, let him hear, man.
Gone.
So with this, we say, Kalalal, Yahweh, Washem, Yahweh, Washem, Rakah, Kwadash, double honors to the apostles of Graham and Stone. Shalom to all the brothers in the highway and byway preaching this word in sincerity and in truth with much honesty. Shalom.
I am a 26-year-old British Asian woman, working in media and living in a southwest postcode in London. I have previously lived at 2 addresses in Sussex and 2 others in northeast London. While growing up, my family lived in a detached house in Kent and took holidays to India every year. They mostly did their shopping online at Ocado, gave money to charities, and read the Financial Times. Now, I live in a recently converted flat with a private landlord, and I have a housemate. I am interested in movies and startups, and I have taken 5 holidays in the past 12 months, mostly to visit friends abroad. I am about to buy flights within 14 days. My annual salary is between £30,000 and £40,000 a year. I don't own a TV or watch any scheduled programming, but I do enjoy on-demand services such as Netflix or Now TV. Last week, I passed through Upper Street in North London on Monday and Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. I cook a little, but I tend to eat out or get takeaways often. My favorite cuisines are Thai and Mexican food. I don't own any furniture, and I don't have any children. On weeknights, I tend to spend the evenings with my university friends having dinner. I usually buy my groceries at Sainsbury's, but only because it's on my way home. I don't care for cars or own one. I don't like any form of housework, and I have a cleaner who lets herself in while I'm at work. On Fridays, you'll find me at the pub after work. At home, I'm far more likely to be browsing restaurant reviews rather than managing my finances or looking at property prices online. I like the idea of living abroad someday. I prefer to work as a team than on my own. I'm ambitious, and it's important to me that my family thinks I'm doing well. I'm rarely swayed by others' views. This motley set of characteristics, attitudes, thoughts, and desires come very close to defining me as a person. It is also a precise and accurate description of what a group of companies I had never heard of, personal data trackers, had learned about me. My journey to uncover what data companies knew began in 2014, when I became curious about the murky world of data brokers, a multi-billion-pound industry of companies that collect, package, and sell detailed profiles of individuals based on their online and offline behaviors. I decided to write about it for Wired magazine. What I found out shocked me and reinforced my anxieties about a profit-led system designed to log behaviors every time we interact with the connected world. I already knew about my daily records being collected by services such as Google Maps, Search, Facebook, or contactless credit card transactions. But you combine that with public information, such as land registry, council tax, or voter records, along with my shopping habits and real-time health and location information. And these benign data sets begin to reveal a lot, such as whether you're optimistic, political, ambitious, or a risk taker. Even as you're listening to me, you may be sedentary, but your smartphone can reveal your exact location and even your posture. Your life is being converted into such a data package to be sold on. Ultimately, you are the product. Ostensibly, we're all protected by data protection laws. In the UK, the law states that any personal data set has to be stripped of identifiers, such as your name or your national insurance number. Personal data is considered anything that can be traced directly back to you without the need for additional information. This doesn't mean it can't be sold on. It only means that they need your permission. Simple examples of personal data include your full credit card number, your bank statement, or a criminal record. However, I discovered that online anonymity is a complete myth. Particulars such as your postcode, your date of birth, and your gender can be traded freely and without your permission because they're not considered personal but pseudonymous. In other words, they can't be traced back to you without the need for additional information. So why does it matter if a bunch of companies you've never heard of know your age or your postcode, you may think? Well, it matters quite a lot. About a decade ago, LaTanya Sweeney, a professor of privacy at Harvard University, proved that about 87% of US citizens could be uniquely identified by just 3 facts about them: their zip code, their date of birth, and their gender. In the UK, where we have far fewer citizens serviced by much longer postcodes, that probability is far higher. Professor Sweeney proved this in a rather cheeky way when William Weld, a former governor of Cambridge, Massachusetts in the US, decided to support the commercial release of 135,000 state employee health records, along with their families, including his own. These records did not contain a name or a social security number, but did contain hundreds of fields of sensitive medical information, including drugs prescribed, hospitalizations, and procedures performed on these employees. For $20, Professor Sweeney purchased the voter records for Cambridge, Massachusetts, containing the names, zip codes, date of birth, and gender for every voter in the area, and then cross-referenced this with their health records. Within minutes, she had pinpointed Governor Weld's own health records. Only 6 people in Cambridge shared his date of birth. 3 of them were men, and he was the only one living in his zip code. Professor Sweeney sent the governor his health records in the post. Every day, we hear about new examples of companies digging ever deeper into our personal lives. In the November US presidential election, a little-known company, British company, known as Cambridge Analytica, was tasked with winning the election for a certain candidate, Donald Trump, using data analytics. The company employed cookies online to track people around the web, logging every website visited, every search term typed, and every video watched. They also created a viral Facebook quiz to dig into people's personalities, which was taken by over 6 million people. In total, they managed to amass data on 220 million voting Americans, with an average of about 5,000 pieces of data on each person. They then used this data to understand people's inner feelings and then targeted adverts to them on Facebook. Researchers have called them a propaganda machine. And it's not just large companies digging into your life, it's free apps and small startups as well. I realized on my phone that every time I logged fitness data into the app Endomondo, it was sharing my details, including my location and gender, with third-party advertisers. WebMD, a symptom checkers app, was sharing even more sensitive information, including the symptoms, procedures, and drugs viewed by users within its app, with its third parties. Fitbit was sharing data with Yahoo. A pregnancy tracking app was selling on information about its users' ovulation cycles and fertility cycles with people or advertisers like InMobi. As long as my phone is turned on, my location can be tracked. And not just by the obvious apps, like Google Maps, but a whole host of unrelated services, from Uber to Twitter, Photos, Snapchat, TripAdvisor, and others. You're not even safe in your own home. In 2015, Samsung was found to be recording people in the homes in which their TVs had been sold using their voice recognition systems. They have now adapted this, so they only record when the voice recognition is activated. But the creepy factor remains. Even services like Google and Facebook, trusted and used by billions around the world, have been accused of crossing the line. A few weeks ago, my husband and I were driving home from work and discussing where we should have dinner. I suggested a restaurant that I knew was somewhere on our way back, and then opened up Google Maps to plot it. Turns out it was already marked on the map with a little bubble. That sinking feeling of being watched is not unique to me. There have been several anecdotal reports of people being shown adverts based on things and conversations they were having in real life, prompting concerns that Facebook and Google are eavesdropping on people via their personal devices. To piece together what all these companies knew about me, I spoke to a data profiler called IOTA. IOTA uses cookies to assign me to thousands of different categories, including my job, how many children I have, and whether I'm likely to buy Star Wars memorabilia. They don't know my name, but they know more about me than my neighbors do. IOTA also buys information from third parties, such as the credit rating agency Experian, which amasses a massive database of 15 different demographic types and 66 lifestyles, all based on people's postcodes. Because IOTA buys this information, it knows that I'm more likely to take taxis home rather than night buses late at night, and that I'm very, very unlikely to ever be found in a DIY store. It can then sell this information on to the highest bidder. Sometimes large data sets can be useful for the public good, for example, for the use of health researchers or city and urban planners. But most of this information being collected is sustained by advertisers and traded commercially. In fact, eMarketer has predicted that the online advertising industry, which is based almost completely on data targeting and tracking, will hit an all-time high of $77 billion this year. If you think you don't care about being unmasked, you may want to reconsider. Personalized browser ads may be harmless, but connecting disparate aspects of your life to predict your future behavior could lead to unexpected consequences. For instance, decisions on whether your child gets to go to a certain university or what price you pay for your home or car insurance premiums could be made based on data given to third parties that you never intended to, such as your own lifestyle habits or family members' ailments. In 2014, Ross Anderson, a professor of privacy and security at Cambridge University, found that the NHS had been sharing its hospitals database, which included details of hospitalizations for every citizen in Britain, with the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries, a body that was researching how likely people are to develop chronic illnesses at certain ages. Of course, this resulted in an increase in health insurance premiums. As the amount of data that is collected increases exponentially, it becomes much easier to identify you. For example, your Fitbit measures your heart rate or your gait patterns, and these can be used to estimate things like your height, your weight, or even your gender. These are details that are very hard to mimic or change. The data is no longer about you, it is you. Companies are also starting to predict future behaviors, for example, whether you're a trustworthy driver, a good employee, or a good credit risk, based on things like your social media activity, your health and fitness, or your home energy use. The more that companies know about you, where you live, how many children you have, what your medical ailments are, what you buy, your anonymity becomes irrelevant. What's more, you lose your right to free choice, as companies make decisions on your behalf without your knowledge. Along my journey of discovery, my first reaction was shock. I immediately wrote to my local council and asked them to make my voter records private. I made up a fake email address and I started registering with a fake age and gender. I turned off targeted advertising and I asked Facebook to send me all the information that they held on me, including things I had deleted, and spent hours poring over it obsessively. But after a few weeks, I realized this was a pointless exercise. I couldn't be a digital hermit. It wasn't realistic for me to stop using social media, search and navigation apps, and my iPhone, all a part of modern life that I cherished and needed. Instead, I realized that the knowledge itself was empowering. Knowing all the different ways in which my data was being shared and collected made me more responsible about where I put it. For example, I stopped signing up to supposedly free services, for example, a VIP card at my local hairdresser or a discount coupon at your supermarket. Whenever I download an app, I make sure to check my settings to see what permissions it has. Anything that seems unnecessary, like access to my location, I turn off. Ultimately, there is hope. As more of us begin to realize the extent of our data footprint, we will start to demand custody and control of this data. Some critics have even suggested that people be paid for their data in order to give them more control. This means it will become too expensive for companies, governments, and non-profits to recklessly mine and hoard our data and sell it on indiscriminately. But until the data economy matures and power moves back from the corporation to the individual, I have lost more than my anonymity. I have given up my right to self-determination and free choice. All I have left is my name. Thank you.